Well, it was just over 45 years ago that the world lost Elvis Presley. Memphis and Graceland have been honoring the king of rock and roll this past week. Now, you may not know this, but the Lansky Brothers played a pivotal part in bringing to life Elvis Presley's distinctive wardrobe, helping us celebrate the life of Elvis. From the iconic Lansky Brothers in Memphis, the Clothiers to the king, please welcome Hal Lansky. Hal, great having you here.
Thank you, Governor.
We've all seen these incredible costumes and suits that Elvis wore, and he got them from you guys.
Right. We go back a long way. My dad saw this young man looking in his window. This was late summer 1952, and my dad knew this young man was out of place. So this guy was looking in the window, and my dad said, "Come on in, young man." And this young man said, "Mr. Lansky, I don't have any money, but one of these days I'm going to come in and buy you out." And my dad said, "Don't buy me out. Buy from me." And that's what started their friendship. My dad showed this young man a little respect, and it's paid off even 45 years after his death.
What a great testimony of your dad, him being kind to somebody that looked like just some bum on the street.
Right, he appreciated it. You know, Elvis worked around the corner. He was like an usher in a theater.
Yeah.
And on Fridays, when he got paid, he'd come in. Maybe one week he'd buy a pair of pants for $1.95. Next week he might get a sports shirt. And he kept coming and kept coming and kept coming in. And then one day he said, Mr. Lansky, I'm going to be on national TV. And my dad said, "That's great, Elvis, what show? What show?" And he said, "The Ed Sullivan Show." And my dad said, whoa. You know, back then, the Ed Sullivan Show was like America's Got Talent or The Voice. So
bigger than any of them.
Right, so my dad was showing him around, matching up clothes and putting stuff together. And Elvis looked up, he said, "Mr. Lansky, I got a problem." My dad said, "What's your problem, Elvis?" And Elvis said, "Mr. Lansky, I don't have any money." And my dad said, "Elvis, you got a problem, but I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you credit, but you better pay me back." So that was the Ed Sullivan Show, September 9th, 1956. And my dad was watching the show. My dad's never seen this young man on TV or anywhere. And at that time, he knew this young man was destined for stardom.
Well, I'd say he was, in fact, destined for stardom. There's never been another like him.
Right.
This movie that just came out, one of the things that's in the movie is a picture of Lansky Brothers.
Right.
The store.
You know, I didn't know if we were going to be in it. When I saw that movie, I got so emotional. My dad, you know, this is our 75th year in business, and at that time I knew, you know, myself and thank you,
absolutely,
thank you. Myself, I'm second generation, and we have third generation Julie tonight. But at that time, I know my dad's legacy has been validated. It was unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Well, your clothes were unique. It wasn't just like off the rack and it looks like something everybody else is doing. Was that your dad's vision?
Yeah, you know, my dad was the first one to flip his collar. We like to take credit for the black and pink colors of the 50s. You know, back then men did not wear pink. You know, and Elvis pulled it off. You know, Elvis. You know, everybody wanted to beat Elvis up because he was wearing pink, and also he was taking everybody's girlfriends away.
Yeah, that's what really did it. It ain't the pink; it's the girlfriends that got him.
But Elvis shopped with us for 3 decades. He shopped with us, you know, when in high school all the way to his death. But you know, the Lansky look is when Elvis looked his best. The 50s, when he was young and innocent. That's the Lansky look.
You meet him personally?
I have. Yeah, I was. You know, my dad's known as the clothier to the king. I'm known as the delivery boy to the king.
So you would take the stuff out to Graceland, right?
Right. When he got famous, you know, my dad said, like, Elvis was like a fish in a fishbowl. He couldn't leave the mansion. He couldn't leave the house because everybody wanted to talk to him. They wanted to have a piece of his clothing. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah, and you brought some things for us to look at, I think, haven't you?
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Well, you know, the one on the right is the Louisiana hayride coat. That's the coat Elvis wore in the early 50s. The one on the left, it's the Milton Berle shirt, and that's the shirt Elvis wore for the Milton Berle, and also that shirt is featured so much in the movie, the new Elvis movie, and Austin Butler wore that, and it was awesome. And also, I got a little surprise for you, Governor.
You do?
I brought you a coat. Just happen to have one in your size.
Oh!
So if you got time to change it on, yeah.
We're going to try it on.
Yeah, this is the Jailhouse Rock jacket. Elvis wore this. He wore this as street clothes, and he also wore this in the movie Jailhouse Rock. And if you notice the lining, we kind of tricked it out with photos of my dad and Elvis. Yeah.
Let's give that a shot.
Okay. I got it.
Oh, man.
Okay. Yeah. right, okay.
You know,
Looking good.
Hal, there are people that always wish that I would be in the jailhouse, but I don't know that I ever imagined that I would get to wear something as cool as this.
Well, this will be cool when your next gig,
Which is tonight,
Okay,
which I...
awesome. Well, you got to wear that during the segment.
You know what?
Yep.
What I love about this story is that your dad was nice to just some young man. There was no reason that he needed to be. He didn't see him as a guy who could go and spend a bunch of money in his store.
Right.
But he treated that young man with respect.
Right.
And I think it paid off beyond his wildest dreams. It's a great reminder to all of us.
Right.
Treat people nice no matter who they are, because they might be Elvis someday.
Right. My dad always said, you meet the same people going up the ladder as you do going down the ladder. So treat everybody with kindness.
What a great reminder.
Thank you.
Hal,
Everybody.
great to have you here.
Thank you.
You can learn more about the fascinating Lansky Brothers history by heading to Huckabee.tv. Keith and I may just let Lansky's fit us in something extravagant.
We'd be glad to
So
do it, yeah.
I think that's a great idea.